Hello, detectives at heart. Welcome back to Keefe Private Investigations. Here, we bring you the most jaw-dropping stories of crime and life that will make your jaw drop. I'm Michaela, and today, human trafficking private detectives explore Oklahoma's gruesome sex trafficking epidemic. So keep on watching if you want to be informed. Don't forget that for top-notch legal services in Oklahoma, such as mobile notaries, nationwide process serving, international criminal and civil private investigations, mediation services, jury selection services, polygraph examinations, nationwide document retrieval, nationwide skip tracing, bodyguard services, nationwide criminal and civil background checks, international social media scans/deep internet searches, and more. Please call or text our other legal experts and me at our women-owned firm Keefe at 405-435-8355, and you will not regret it. Before we go into detail, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and to click the little bell so you get all the instant notifications. Also, please be sure to share this video on your social media and to comment on it. There has been a surge in sex trafficking in Oklahoma. Many wonder how come, after all these times, it has not been combated, but the cases, both reported and unreported, keep on increasing. However, there are some that we are aware of, and here are some of these gruesome sex trafficking that you need to be aware of. Before we talk about the gruesome sex trafficking epidemic in Oklahoma, we must define sex trafficking. Sex trafficking is the act of recruiting, sheltering, transporting, providing, or procuring a person by coercion, fraud, or force for a commercial sex act is known as. From the definition, you can see how gruesome the act of sex trafficking is and the possible harm that these victims go through. Sex trafficking victims frequently endure unspeakable mistreatment and exploitation, which is why private detectives, government agents, and people should work together to combat it. Oklahoma has unfortunately been identified as a hot spot for sex trafficking due to its location at the intersection of major interstates. This makes it a spot for traffickers transporting victims across the country to do so easily and blatantly. The epidemic of gruesome sex trafficking and human trafficking, according to private detectives, is that it happens in Oklahoma because of the state's rural areas and vulnerable populations, which makes trafficking possible. Knowing the scope of sex trafficking in Oklahoma is not enough. It is important to know the factors that have contributed to this epidemic in Oklahoma. When law enforcement agents and private detectives are asked to investigate sex trafficking cases to uncover the victims of sex trafficking criminal networks, they'd always come up with the same results. They noticed that in Oklahoma City, for instance, inadequate resources for victims, poverty, substance addiction, ignorance, and the huge demand for commercial sex are some of the causes that fuel the expansion of sex trafficking in Oklahoma. Because of these elements, traffickers can operate mostly unchecked. The impact of sex trafficking on its victims is profound and long-lasting. Sex trafficking victims often suffer from physical injuries, mental health issues such as PTSD, depression, and anxiety, as well as social stigma and isolation. Many victims find it challenging to break free from their sex traffickers due to fear, manipulation, and lack of support. This is why there should be a collaboration between law enforcement agents, therapists, doctors, and families to help victims of the gruesome epidemic called sex trafficking. Rescue operations should also be carried out to uncover this hidden industry in Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, government authorities, advocacy groups, nonprofits, and law enforcement agencies are putting out great effort to prevent sex trafficking. Law enforcement officer training is being expanded. Survivors are given support services. Public awareness is raised through campaigns and initiatives, and legislation targeting human trafficking is being supported. So, all hands should be on deck if we ever want to curb the menace of sex trafficking and human trafficking. It is no news that there has been an underground trade of human beings for sex trafficking and human trafficking based on some of the survivor stories we have heard. We see these survivors explain the exploitation they went through, their helplessness, and their hope for justice. We need to raise awareness about sex and human trafficking. Everyone has to be on guard to ensure that there are reports on these criminal acts so that law enforcement agencies will look into them and ensure that justice is served. At Keefe Private Investigations, we see how important it is for thorough investigations to be carried out if there is any hope of justice being served, and we pride ourselves in carrying out thorough private investigations. For more insights or our services, visit us at www.privateinvestigatorok.com or Michaela at ochslegal.com. And as always, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and to click the little bell so you get all the instant notifications. Also, please be sure to share this video on your social media and to comment on it. Thanks again for watching, and please check out all our other fun and insightful videos.